Monday. Hello to you. Happy Queen's birthday. It is Queen Elizabeth's birthday today. Happy birthday, Queenie. Tangi here, Peak Performance Specialist for Real Estate Principals and Professionals. Good morning, Simon. How are you? That really want to grow themselves, their team and their business in the least amount of time. Thank you for tuning in on this public holiday. Hey, Nath, he's tuning in. I'm really excited to bring to you today's Mindset Mastery Monday. Kate Ashton's on Instagram. If you are watching this live, do me a favor and type in live, or if you're watching the record after today, type in record so I know when this message is connecting to you. Just pulling up my pants. Hey Brendan, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Many blessings to Sebastian, your little fella who's navigating a fever. Sending you guys much love. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're having a fantastic long weekend. I cannot wait to share today's lessons with you. First of all, I want to ask you a question. Have you read this book? So Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a classic story. It's not even a story, a classic book that unpacks the fundamentals of success. And I read this a couple of years ago. I read it again recently, and I don't know what's happened to me, but last week I just decided to fully study this book, not just read it, but study it. Because when I read it the first and the second time, which I didn't complete it, I kind of wrote down the auto-suggestion statement, but I didn't embody the 13 principles of the book. Last week I decided to spend the next financial year becoming an embodiment of this book, becoming an embodiment of the 13 principles. So I want to share these 13 principles with you. Good morning, Antoinette. Good morning, Jenny. Great to have you here as well. Simon, if you're still online, mate, can you let me know what the reception is like? Because it is pouring down here at Safety Beach in Melbourne, Victoria. And I just appreciate to know, if it's pixelated or if it's working for you. So first of all, let me know, have you read this book? Type in yes or no. And if you haven't read this book, get it today. Hey, Jackie, I was thinking about you in the shower this morning. Sending you love. I want to know how you and Steve and the team are going. Thanks, Nate. Is that a yes, Nate, that you've read this book? Jackie, have you read this book? Simon, have you read this book? So, I want to unpack the 13 distinctions. If you haven't read it, get the book and study it. Look and sound great. And I'm in Utah, Jenny. Hey, thanks for tuning in from Utah. How is it in beautiful Utah today? Awesome. Get the book, physical book, or the online book, and it's available on YouTube. If you listen to the YouTube recording, it's a recording of the record, and they literally say, and the tape, and it says in the YouTube video, please fast forward the tape and then turn it over and play it. How far we have come. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Beautiful. Okay, great. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I read this book a couple of years ago and I reread it again, didn't complete it. I wrote down the auto suggestion, but I never really embodied the lessons. I want to share them with you because no matter where you are in the world, it's an opportunity, I think, to integrate the 13 lessons of Think and Grow Rich into our business plan. Not yet reading the book, but internet connection is all good. Oh, great. So, Nath, mate, read the book. It's an absolute ripper. In the last week, I have listened to it 3 times and watched about 4, maybe 5 videos on YouTube of interviews with Napoleon Hill, and also studied the distinctions. And so I've got them written up here on my whiteboard. I want to share them with you. Now, if you're not driving, grab a pen and paper and write these down. If you are driving, just do it later. But my invitation is get the book, get the audio book, and immerse yourself in it. Now, in Australia, in a couple of weeks, we begin a new financial year. I'm working on a new business plan template. Jackie, you'll be getting a copy of this, and so will you, Brendan. What were the strongest points that stood out to you? I'm going to unpack those. A lot of it's auto-suggestion, Jenny, for me, because I'm an NLP practitioner and trainer, so I dedicate my time and energy and focus and attention on training myself and others to really be creators of our reality rather than victims of circumstance. So it's just a really beautiful reinforcement of that. And also, Jenny, the other thing is decision. I can see in my own business where I just really have not been making decisions of making stuff happen. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining. So Oh, awesome. Okay, I know I was in the middle of saying something else, but let's get stuck straight into it. Hey, I also want to say thanks for tuning in on this Queen's birthday too. Really appreciate you spending your time with me. The whole reason why I do these videos is because I really want you to be happy and deeply fulfilled in all areas of your life. And if there's anything that I can share in my, you know, what am I now, 47? So 30 years experience of studying the art of human potential being fulfilled, then I want to share it with you. And you know, even if you just get one thing from me, hopefully it's one thing a week, then I want that for you because it's a miracle we're even here. I want you to live a great life. Hey, Chrissy, great to have you here. Good morning, my love. All right, let's get started. The first distinction of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, who, by the way, studied Edison, Rockefeller, Ford, you know, Nightingale, a whole bunch of, you know, the world's biggest millionaires from like the 1940s distilled. What are the things that they do to achieve the results that they have? Morning, darling. And these are it. Okay, get ready to go. Pen and paper in hand if you have. Number one, you have to have a desire. Said in today's day and age, it's your why. G'day, Lou, good morning. What is your desire? What is it that you truly want? And you need to have a single focused desire, and you need to be deeply, deeply devoted to it. So, and it's just got to be all consuming. If you have a dream or a wish that's not a burning desire and you're not devoted to it, it will remain a dream or a wish. So you've got to have a deep desire. It's got to be specific, and you've got to be persistent and patient in pursuing the desire, and you don't quit until you achieve it. So for the context of this video, I want to keep this in a framework of the financial year. If you're in Australia, I'm not sure in the States. Jenny, do you have like financial years there, or do you just do business in calendar year? And are there financial years, and are they different to in each state? I'd really love to know. Can you educate me? Hey, Kylie. Hey, beautiful. Lovely to have your company. Jenny, it is powerful. So turn a dream into a wish and a burning desire, make it really narrow focused, niche an inch wide, go a mile deep, have it be a consuming goal, be deeply devoted to it, and be persistent and patient in pursuing it. Number one. Number two, thanks for the love, guys, too. I really appreciate it. Good morning and great to have you here. Number two is faith. This is a beautiful one. Jenny, this is also one of my favorites. To really fulfill on your desire, you have to have faith in two things. 4 quarters for financial. Great, so do we. What are the dates that it starts and ends, Jenny, in the States? And is it the same across all of United States, or is it different per state? Hey, Priscilla, great to have you here. Beautiful thing about a public holiday, more people tune in, which is awesome. Faith in two things. We must have faith in ourselves and our ability, and you got to burn the bridges. So I know a lot of real estate professionals, particularly, that have like a side hustle and a plan B. That just means you don't have faith in this, and you don't have a single narrow focus. You have to you too, Priscilla, you have to burn the bridges. You have to eliminate plan B. You have to stop the high side hustle and become potent and powerful and fulfilling on this number one must that you have for yourself. So burn the bridges of plan B and your side hustle. Trust in your own abilities and your ability to figure things out. What else have I got here? Concentrated thought and self-confidence is critical. So faith in two things, faith in yourself and faith also in source, universe, God, Allah, Vishnu, Krishna, whatever higher realm you may believe in. Have faith that there's a higher purpose that's going to be working deeply with you. And when you are focused on the very thing that you desire, and you are broadcasting that desire, and you are being devoted in actions on the earthly realm, the universe or God or whatever you believe in will collaborate and co-create with you. Does that make sense? And I'm going down a bit more of a spiritual path, but it definitely does make sense to me anyway. Number 3, this is critical on the pathway to Think and Grow Rich, auto-suggestion. This is about training your brain to think positively about you, your actions, others, the world, the fulfillment of your goal. You need to visualize the fulfillment of your goal. You need to make a statement, and there is an auto-suggestion script that I'm going to drop in to the post on Facebook. And if you want to copy, just type up in Google the Think and Grow Rich auto suggestion script. This is a script that you can insert your financial goal and the actions that you're going to take to fulfill on it. Napoleon Hill says that the thing that we must do minimum 2 times a day, so book in your day morning and night, 100% makes sense. Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate that. Oh, Katie Cotton. Hey, Katie Cotton, tune in. I'd love to connect with you. We have to bookend our day, open the day with this auto suggestion, training your subconscious brain to be hardwired and fire to the fulfillment of this dream and goal and desire that you have, and then close the day and train the subconscious mind before we go to sleep to believe in the goal as well. Also, not only bookend it, but if you really want to amplify it, 12 times a day, you read the statement. So you can save it on your phone. One of the things that I'll be doing by the end of today is a voice recording of my auto suggestion of how much I want to make in my business by the end of next financial year, and the services that I'm going to deliver to make sure that happens, and the plan for fulfillment. So there is, as I said, a particular auto suggestion script that Napoleon Hill has designed, and it's a really powerful statement. You just fill in the gaps of how much do you want to make, and what are the services that you're going to offer, and by what date do you want to see that come to fruition. Nicola Jones, good morning, Nicola Jones. Thanks, Jackie, for sharing this with Nicola. So if you dig what I'm saying so far, I'm only up to 3, send me an emoji of how you feel right now, no matter what it is, okay? Make it an authentic emoji. Let me know what it is. And as I said, Google that also auto suggestion script. Number 4, specialist knowledge. You can be a generalist or you can be a specialist. Now, a specialist gets paid more than a generalist. So a brain surgeon gets paid more than a GP. Make sense? Oh, lots of love coming through. Thank you. So when you become a specialist in your field, so for example, I'm a leadership and mindset specialist for real estate leaders and teams, right? That really want to produce results in the least amount of time. But I'm niching that even more because I really do specialize in residential real estate. I don't do a lot of work in commercial real estate. I have worked for a couple of big companies, but I'm actually choosing to now, as I update my website, update my collateral, update my message to market, focus on I'm a leadership and mindset specialist for residential real estate leaders. Okay, like that's who I am. And of course, their teams under that. So become a specialist. And what is the mastery that you can broadcast and communicate, and the value that you can give to your clients? When you're a specialist, you know what your clients are navigating as far as the problems you can solve and the benefits that you can add. I know exactly what keeps real estate leaders up at night. I know exactly the average amount of money they spend on their labor expense line in their profit and loss. I know exactly the skill gaps that they have, and I even know how they want to achieve it because I've done the research. Do you know your market? And are you a specialist? And if not, you just need to become one. So this is about knowing your value proposition, knowing who your clients are, knowing what keeps them up at night, knowing the problems that you can solve, and communicating in a way where it's a bloody no-brainer for people. Hey, I am Naomi White. Yes, you are, girl. Welcome. Hey, James, great to have you here. Happy Mindset Mastery Monday. Happy Queen's birthday. This is about having a royal state of mind and achieving majestic growth in our finances today. Louise Sheelings, good morning, beautiful. Thanks for tuning in. Really beautiful to have you here. Number 5 in the 13th practice of Think and Grow Rich, which we're applying to real estate, is imagination. Now, many of you won't know this, but I studied for years the art of imagination and intuition. Consider that when we solve problems from our mind, it's limited. It sort of goes through the files of the past and our experiences, and it goes to what we know. Imagination is the realm that Einstein played in. It's that what we don't know, we don't know. And as they say, a mind works best. Mind is like a parachute, and it works best when it's open. So how do you access your imagination? Your imagination exists in your heart, in your soul. That is the landscape of your true creative destiny. So when you allow yourself to imagine, when you think about your desire, when you think about what you want for yourself in your life, and you allow yourself to imagine it, I'm getting triple-decker goosebumps. I cannot tell you the magic, the momentum that you can achieve. I've never really spoken about this before, but inside of Think and Grow Rich, inside of knowledge, intelligence. Does that interest you, by the way? How you can use your imagination and your intuitive intelligence to really fulfill on the things that you desire for your future. Imagination is not mumbo jumbo made up stuff. It is where you can access infinite intelligence and co-create with source or God or the universal spirit or whatever your faith or belief is, or yourself. Thanks, Jenny. You know, I feel vulnerable sharing this, but I'm going to share it anyway, because, you know, I like to try and be as humble as possible. Here's an example of imagination at work. Some of you may know that I recently spoke at the Harcourt's New Zealand conference in Auckland. And it was the biggest crowd I've ever spoken to. It was 800. On the plane, I do a practice where I broadcast my energy in an atmosphere before I even get there. So you can apply this for a listing consultation if you're in real estate watching this, because I know there's a few of you not in real estate that are watching this. Hey, great to see you, Stephen, Akshay, and Priscilla, Ash. Definitely awesome. Now, here's what I did. I'm on the plane. I'm imagining the room. I'm imagining 800 seats. I'm imagining the exhibit hall. I'm imagining production, the lighting crew, the sound crew, the stage manager. I'm imagining the stage and I'm imagining the screens. I'm imagining myself on stage and I'm imagining communicating my message. You'll like this, James, as a speaker. And I'm communicating from the heart. And I'm sitting on my bum on the plane, just imagining, filling the room with love, filling the room with intention, filling the room with my message. Then my imagination started to just go on a tangent, and it imagined a standing ovation, and my ego got uncomfortable with it. It was like, standing ovation. So here I am imagining amazing connection with people, a standing ovation. And when I started imagining that, I was like uncomfortable with it, going, oh, is that my ego? What is that? And I was like, okay, just let it go and allow yourself to imagine it. I imagined a standing ovation, not because of me, but because they connected with the message so much they stood for themselves. They stood for something better for themselves, right? Get to Auckland, check into the hotel, do the gig the next day, amazing connection with the people in the room. I mean, I get back to the 13 lessons, just really want to I've never shared this before. Publicly. Anyway, I've shared it with two friends. And I deliver the message, the keynote was 45 minutes. And lo and behold, I got a standing ovation. Now, I'd forgotten about thinking about that on the plane or imagining it on the plane. I completely forgot until I went to walk off stage. My subconscious brain went, holy crap, you imagined that. Now, if you study or understand the law of quantum physics, we absolutely can affect the future by the energy that we are broadcasting today. So please do not underestimate that everything you think and speak about comes about, and whether it's positive or negative. G'day, Ash. Honestly, Jenny, this is another great confirmation. Your imagination is your unlimited potential, painting the masterpiece of your soul's destiny, but you've just got to get interested in giving yourself permission to dream big. I noticed myself kind of dreaming smaller than what I'm capable of. So I'm playing big games for the next financial year. Does that make sense, guys, by the way? Did that story make sense? Kylie, listen, it freaked me out. Now, I've been studying spirituality, quantum physics, this sort of stuff since I was 16 when I astral traveled for the first time, which is where my spirit left my body. I also haven't really spoken about that. But if this stuff interests you, you let me know and I can start speaking about that. Have shivers. You are amazing. Love working with you. Jackie, listen, I was thinking about you in the shower this morning. I love working with you too. And here's my commitment to you. Whether I work with you directly as a coach or whether you tune in, I promise to play much bigger than I've been playing, and I promise to share everything that I know, unfiltered, uncensored, not concerned about what people will think of the whole spiritual stuff, because I know this stuff works. And your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe. It'll be good for those that dig it, and those that don't, they'll find someone else to listen to, and that's cool. I stopped my imagination, but you pushed me through that stopping feeling. Unreal, Jenny. Hey, that's great. Honestly, Please do not underestimate the power of your imagination. It is the master of your heart's desire. I truly believe that I know for a fact that in our heart there is a blueprint. There is something that you and I were destined to create, and we stop ourselves from fear, and we stop ourselves. You know why? Because we give a rat's what people think of us. We're going to be dust one day, and I don't know what you and I are waiting for. What are we waiting for? Really? A wake-up call? Every day is a miracle because we're even here. So I'm going on a rant. All right. So imagination. There's two types of imagination. There's synthetic and creative imagination. So synthetic is kind of imagining things that we already know, things that are existing. And then there's creative imagination, which is kind of, it's innocent. There's a naivety about it. Innocent is a beautiful thing as well. And I learned this from a great guy called William Whitecloud, who's an incredible author, and he teaches all about the art of intuitive intelligence. He's written The Magician's Way, The Last Shaman, and another great book. And he runs soul safaris in Africa where you unleash your potential. I studied with him for 12 months. Hey, oh, you're so welcome, Jenny. It's my absolute privilege. Incredible. Oh, I love it. Oh, good. You guys are giving me good vibes right back. So imagination, how do we just getting back to imagination, how do we access it? You got to stay innocent. You got to be childlike. You got to stop being a grown-up and think we know it all, and let the naivety and the innocence, the in no sense. It doesn't make sense. It's irrational. Me imagining a standing ovation of 800 people was irrational. It just came to me. It popped into my head. I didn't think of it. The vision came to me. I'd forgotten about it, and it happened. I cannot tell you how freaky deaky it was when I was getting off stage. I went, holy shit, I imagined that, and here we are. So you get it. Okay, great. Brooke Smith, hello. Brooks, Jackie's bringing in the tribe. All right, so we've talked, number 1 is desire. Number 2 is faith. I'll do a summary at the end. Number 3 is auto-suggestion. Number 4, I missed one. Oh, no, number 4 is specialist knowledge. If you see me looking, I'm looking at my whiteboard. Number 5 is imagination. Number 6 is organized planning. This is where it's great to have a dream and a vision, but you're going to have a plan. Because a dream or a wish without a plan, or a dream without a plan is just a wish. So you have to have a plan. So let's say you want to make $500,000 next financial year, or $1 million, whatever it is. Let's stick with 500. You need to be clear about what services are you going to offer to fulfill on that 500K. Hey, Luke, great to have you here, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. So what are you going to give? Whose lives are you going to change? How are you going to market it? How are you going to connect with them? And how can you give more value than you're charging for? How can you give more than you're invoicing for? Don't be transactional, be relational. How can you give? This is one way I give. I dedicate, at least an hour of my time every week, half an hour for Mindset Mastery Monday, although I'm suspecting I'm definitely going to go over that today. I'll try and be quick. And then half an hour on a Friday just to give you free stuff that I've learned and it's helped me in my life. There's heaps of other ways that I give value as well. So you must have a definite plan. You must take immediate action. And you must contribute something of value, and the value must be at least 3 times more than you're invoicing. Okay, so take a look at yourself. If you were a client of yours, what is your experience of yourself? What is your experience of doing business with you? What's your experience of being served by you? And if you're in real estate and you are still asking your buyers to swing by the office and pick up the keys to the home they just bought, please get out of the dark ages and make it an experience. This is a big deal, especially first-time buyers. I am still blown away. Massive action, Luke, 100%. Still blown away about how many brands, offices, and businesses ask people to come to their office to pick up their keys. We are missing out on a huge opportunity to build connection and anchor highly emotional times in people's lives. That's a whole other conversation. Number 7, decision. This is where I need the greatest growth, for sure, if I'm being transparent with you. Okay, so keep things really sacred. So when you're going for something, don't share it with the world. Keep it sacred, keep it potent, and share it with your mastermind group only. That's step 9. I'm going to come back to that. Gather the facts quietly. Go about your business quietly. Keep your mouth shut, not to be secretive, but just to keep it powerful and potent. And show the world by doing rather than talking about it. And where I need the greatest transformation is be decisive, meaning I'm pretty good at making decisions, but I've procrastinated about a couple of things that I know will really catapult my business and reach and service to a whole new realm. So this week, stuff's about to get real, but I'm keeping it sacred, okay? Because that's what I'm learning. To play a big game and to be of service to as many people as I can, because too many people are struggling and suffering unnecessarily. Valerie Timms is tuned in. Mwah. Hello, beautiful. 14.1 Ks I rode yesterday. Boom shakalaka. And did a workout after. Go me, because I'm riding 500 Ks across Thailand. Awesome. Okay, great. Now, 7 is decision. 8 is persistence. No point having desire, having specialist knowledge, being clear about your value proposition, making decisions, and not being persistent. You got to show up and persist with the action taking. And the visual I have for this, because I've created, when you play that shopping game, like I went shopping and I bought sausages, a submarine, grapes, a dog collar. So to remember this, so I've memorized these 13 and I've kind of created visual symbols and stories in my mind so I can start to really embody these distinctions. Persistence for me, I'm imagining that decision is a bow and arrow. So I'm firing arrows into the target. I'm making decisions, and persistence is me doing that time after time, moment after moment, day after day. Does that make sense? Because consistency is key. And I know when I block myself, it's because I'm being indecisive, or more specifically, I'm procrastinating. Do you procrastinate too? Do you put things off? International speaker and peak performance specialist Mel Robbins says that procrastination is really a form of alleviating stress. We're feeling stressed about the decision we need to make, so we procrastinate. The biggest way through is through, and to do it quickly. Hey, Patty, great to have you here. Yes, I rocked it yesterday. Thank you, Val. Kylie, I hope you are riding the south with me. No, Kylie, I'm doing North Ride. But maybe we can FaceTime in the breaks if it's happening concurrently. I think it's actually happening after. So no, love, I'm not, but maybe the following year. Okay, persistence, unstoppable willpower. When you get stopped, just know you're either hitting a skill gap or a fear in your potential and your ability. This is where auto-suggestion will blow the internal glass ceiling of your potential. So persistence, unstoppable willpower, have to have a specific goal, must have a specific plan, have a mindset and a mastermind group, which I'm coming to now. You have to be efficient and effective in this area, and be disciplined. And for me, this consistency is about really tightening up the ideal week. I'm pretty good with that anyway, but do you have an ideal week? Have you reverse engineered your time to fulfill on the actions that matter most in your business? Can you type in yes, ideal week, or no, ideal week? It's never too late to start. Okay, number 9 in the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is the power of a mastermind. This is where you have a weekly check-in with at least another person or a party of people, where you actually share your auto-suggestion statement, and you study and unpack, like a book club, the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich, and you use your imagination in your weekly check-in. It could be on Zoom conference call. I've started one with a girlfriend yesterday. We're doing our first one at 9 o'clock today. This is about sharing our imagination, declaring our promises and commitments, putting time frames to it, and holding each other accountable. So these are associates with specialized knowledge. Surround yourself with people that have specialist knowledge or have achieved what you want to achieve for yourself. And you also, some of the fundamental, and by the way, Napoleon Hill says that this particular distinction you cannot achieve Think and Grow Rich if you don't have a mastermind to support you. And by the way, also, if you have an environment of a husband, a wife, a partner, friends, your community that bring you down, that are victims hanging out in the sediment of their suffering, good luck trying to fly high and succeed. Be mindful if you're dimming your light to make others feel comfortable about themselves. It's a human trait. We do it, but we don't want to do it. You need one. Yes, Jenny, you must have one. Do you know what I was thinking like yesterday? I'm really thinking perhaps, and I'd love your thoughts on this. I'm thinking of perhaps creating a mastermind group where we jump on once a week, like those in real estate. We share these distinctions, and it's not just me blabbering now because it is me, but it's like you can be anywhere and jump on and share and hold each other accountable. So if this resonates with you, can you let me know, and we'll pick a day and we'll do it. We'll trial it and see. So I'm really willing to do this. We can call it Think and Grow Rich in Real Estate. I don't know. I need to check that out if I'm allowed to say that. But we can create a global mastermind group to really unpack these 13 distinctions and apply it to our business plan for this financial year. Yes to Ideal Week. Well, I hope so, Val. Patty, morning, Tanch. Good morning to you too. Yes, Jackie, you have an ideal week. Yes, Patty has an ideal week. Great. Kylie has an ideal week. I'm not surprised. I'll DM you. Love it. I know a few ladies who like it too. Awesome. Jenny, are you in real estate out of interest? It doesn't matter if you're not, just checking in. Yes, please. Let me know if you're on Facebook. Would a weekly mastermind group where we come together to deepen these distinctions and share what our imagination is up to in action be of service to you? And we're not looking for just kind of passive participation. This is like popcorn, support and coaching to each other. So number one, Napoleon Hill says you can't achieve success without a mastermind group. A, it's a must. B, you have to add value, meaning it can't be one way. One person can't be coaching, and it's not a coaching thing. One person can't be contributing to others. It has to be reciprocal. And 3, there must be harmony. There must be cohesive sharing so it's equal, so it doesn't feel one-sided. I'm into membership. Yes, paid already. I'm into membership. Fees paid already. What does that mean, Kylie? I don't understand. Patty, I'm in. Steve, love the idea. I'm in. Awesome. Okay, well, look at me. I better practice what I'm preaching now. Janine Bell, g'day, Janine. Thanks for tuning in to Mindset Mastery Monday. Awesome. Okay, well, let me work on this and do a broadcast and see how many people would tune in. Let me know which day of the week, and AM or PM works for you. So which day of the week for a half an hour mastermind group where we use Zoom to jump on and just deepen the distinctions and share what we're up to and create commitments for each other. Me too, please, Kate. Awesome, Kate. Wow, I'm feeling confronted and excited all at once. Okay, 10. This is an interesting one. The 10th law or principle or practice of Think and Grow Rich is transmutation. Said in a polite way, it's enthusiasm. This is where we use the power of, get ready for it, sexual energy to achieve what we want. I had to laugh yesterday listening to Think and Grow Rich and watching listening to 6 videos as I was driving. When the author, I can't remember his name, can't remember his name right now. When the author was talking about it and then they insert recorded messages from Napoleon Hill, it's all about man. The man does this and the man does this and the man does this. And then the man needs a wife who will love him and make him feel good and stroke his ego, and they'll have great sex and they'll achieve great things. Well, how far we've come, because you know what? Women can be successful in business too. So when I'll put a little caveat in here, when you do listen or read the book, if you haven't before, it does talk all about the man, but just put man, woman in there. And when they talk about transmutation and sexual energy, and which is a triangle I'm going to unpack now, just know that women, it can be reversed as well. We also need a good man that's going to, or woman, woman to woman, man to man, right? Whatever works for you. I'd pay to be part of that, TMJ. Well, you're inspiring me. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm going to play a big game. Wednesday morning. Okay, Janice Dunn's tuned in, and Patty, Monday or Friday. It's going to be interesting trying to find a time that works. Sex helps women's creativity. Yes. So Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich unpacks how sexual energy, because sexual energy is ultimate creative energy. You think about it. A man and a woman come together to have sex have intimacy, and it's the ultimate creative act. We create other human beings by having sex. So our sacral chakra, which is the second chakra, energy wheel in the Indian, is where our creativity sits. When women have no libido, and when they're in their head and they're not in their heart and they're not in their sex, they dry up their imagination, and so do men. So sexual energy is critical for abundance and growth and prosperity. Great distinction. Okay, so it's not just about sex either. There is a triangle. To be successful in anything that we do and think and grow rich, we must also have this transmutation of these three things. Love. So when you're in a relationship with yourself first, right? You love yourself, A, and you're in love with another, even if it's a fur, right? And you have romance, especially for women. Women love to be romanced. It makes them feel seen and seduced, which excites their creative sexual energy. And then on the other side is sex, actual intercourse. Those three things are critical for thinking and growing rich, because it activates our potency and our power, and it is fundamental to igniting our potential and connecting us with pure creative spirit. So whether you're in a relationship or not, it is important to be loved, romanced, and sexual. And there are many ways that you can go about doing that. We won't cover that in this conversation necessarily, but it's critical. Now, sex is a powerful stimulant, and Napoleon's words were, it inspires genius. It inspires genius. And as the old saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. And when you start using it, you start to feel alive. So it's critical to have love, romance, and sex in your realm. It also helps to reduce judgment. It achieves balance, calm, and focus, and it connects us to our natural state. So it's critical in the art of creation. Patty, Monday or Friday, okay, great. Love that you're unleashing your spiritual woo-woo. Look out, world. This is my flavor. I'm going to really stay in my lane. You're so welcome, Val. There's so much that I could share around the art of manifestation and synchronicity and quantum physics and spirituality. I'm telling you, if the spirituality is of interest to you, and using your creative energy and your intuitive intelligence to the path of least resistance to your desires, if that's of interest to you. And by the way, oh my God, Val, you're inspiring me to be fully unleashed. I used to do intuitive readings. That was one of my practices before going into real estate. Now, not fortune telling, but really connecting you to your greatness, eliminating anything that's in your subconscious, and doing intuitive readings. I still do this for a couple of real estate clients that really dig it. For those that aren't on that path, it's cool. I just become very practical magic. But if you're interested in intuitive intelligence and spirituality in business and life, can you let me know? Because I'm very happy to serve some of that up for you. Juan, where are you from, Juan? Can you write in and tell us where you're from? You're really welcome, Val. Thanks for inspiring me. Okay, here we go. That was number 10. Number 11 is the subconscious mind, one of my favorite topics. We have to have habitual faith. We have to have positive thinking. We have to use auto-suggestion, desire, faith, love, sex, romance, not just hope. So we have to program our subconscious brain to believe and conceive the very thing that we desire. Because if your subconscious is full of negativity and fear, good luck. You have to be consciously focused on the positive. And the auto-suggestion script that you can get if you Google Napoleon Think and Grow Rich auto-suggestion script, you'll get a copy of it. You'll get a template. Okay. And I downloaded one the other day as well. Hey, I don't know how I showed up here, but it's perfect. I'm with you in the woo-woo. Jenny, are you in real estate? Where are you? What do you do for a crust? Let me know, my love. I love that you're here too. Randomly just jumped in. It's perfect, right? Okay. Kylie is a yes to spirituality. Go, 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 girl. This is your thing. Done. Okay. Listen, there's a lot of great people that see David Gross or Grossi. So I reckon it's time I unleashed my true Tanja flavor. I'm really, really good at connecting people to their spiritual truth. And it is the path of least resistance. When we get out of ego and we get into our mojo and you apply practical magic, you don't just sit on a mound of saffron and, a bag of money is going to appear in front of you. But when you are in purpose and in flow, wow, watch what happens. Magic happens. Patty, love unpeeling spirituality and vibrations. Good vibrations. I can hear the Beach Boys singing. Okay, great. Here we go. So the subconscious mind, because we have 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day, 90% of them are the same regurgitated thoughts as the day before, and 85% of them are negative. I promise you, negative. I was listening to a secret interview with Napoleon Hill at 5:30 this morning called Conversations with the Devil. And the devil for me is just a metaphor for our ego. It is the fear that stops us. And 98% of the planet are listening to the devil in their mind, or as I like to call the unwanted squatter that is impacting the landlord of our reality being unleashed and phenomenal. Okay, so you must program your subconscious brain to think good thoughts. And the best thing you can do is listen to your auto-suggestion recording or read it out 12 times a day. That's really all you need to do. The 12th thing is the brain. The brain is a mechanism for broadcasting and receiving. It is a station of vibration where our thoughts become reality. I believe there's a soul FM and an ego AM. Ego AM is shitty talkback radio that sabotages your success, and soul FM is your kick-ass playlist that just has you conquer and go forward. The best thing that you can do for yourself today is create on Spotify, if you're on Spotify, a state list, or call it Soul FM, a playlist of the songs. When you put it on, it just completely alters your frequency and sets you on fire. It's one of the best ways to change your state, which is critical when thinking and growing rich. Hey, Boss Woman Life. God, I love that name. Boss Woman Life. Pure power. Okay, and the final one, something I've actually been talking about, the sixth sense. So we have our vision, our hearing, our auditory, our olfactory, our taste, and our kinesthetic, our feeling. The sixth sense is that intuition, when we are connected with that unlimited intelligence, infinite intelligence. This is where we get hunches. This is where we have a gut feeling. Gut is an acronym for give up thinking. This is the place where magic truly happens. So when you have a desire and you're focused and you've burnt all bridges and you're going for it, when you have trust in yourself and your co-creation with the divine and you just show up consistently and do the work, when you are programming your brain 12 times a day to believe in the vision that you're creating for yourself and be unstoppable, purely focused on that, like devoted to taking the actions. When you become a specialist and you know what your clients' problems are and what's keeping them up at night, and you can serve incredible value, more than what you invoice for. When you step into your imagination and you let unlimited potential drive you, when you have an organized plan to fulfill on the amount you want to make this financial year, when you make decisions quickly and stop procrastinating, when you're consistent in your action taking and decision making and you get in flow, when you have a weekly mastermind group where you can come together and unpack these distinctions and share and support each other in harmony consistently, when you're connected to love, romance, and sex, and that you are actively engaged creatively, when you program the subconscious mind to believe that you can, like Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. When you train your brain to be a broadcaster and receiver of positivity and cut the crap and tune in to Soul FM. And when you use your intuition, when you trust your gut, when you go for those hunches, that's when we think and grow rich. So thank you for spending this time with me this morning. I'm keen to know which one resonated with you the most. Hey, Boss Woman Life, which one resonated most? Thank you for encouraging me to step more and more into my spiritual realm. It is a big part of who I am, and I think it's really time that I unleashed it even more, just in practical ways. Kylie, you've definitely cemented a thought I had yesterday about creating a membership mastermind group of thinking and growing rich, particularly in real estate. I need to check if I can use that phrase. Otherwise, you're welcome, Jenny. I'll come up with something else. But this is where, like, no kidding, we really create incredible change for ourselves and others on the planet. So hope you found that useful. Get the book, and don't do what I did years ago and just read it and make some notes. I mean, I have got a study that you can see, I've studied it and I've made notes, but now is the time to immerse ourselves in the lessons and really live our potential, because there's a proven strategy to do it. Get the book, get the audio book, download the auto suggestion summary on Google. DM me if you want to have a conversation about anything that I've shared today, or want to talk more about what I uncovered. And remember, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jenny, for accidentally, on purpose, tuning in. Every Friday, I'm back here live on Facebook and Instagram, for Friday, Rapid Fire Friday. It's where I reflect on all my one-on-one coaching sessions for the week, share the top themes and some key tips to help you be happy and deeply fulfilled in your life too. Get out of that spiritual closet, girl. I think it's time. I know it's time. Tuning your unconscious time after time. Yeah, it's a practice and it's a discipline. But here's what I know for sure. The universe will meet us halfway. If we show up and we consistently do our part and we broadcast, and we're not arrogant, we remain humble, but we are out loud, magic will come to you and those around you. And isn't that a life worth living? So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So useful. Val says, thank you. You're really welcome. You're a breath of fresh air. Tanja, thank you. Patty, that's kind of you to say. How amazing is Tanja? Oh, thanks, Val. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me. In the theme of the Queen's birthday, go be kings and queens today. Let go of the joker in your courtroom, meaning cut the crap. You don't need to act or perform any other way when you own your throne, when you step into your power, when you follow these practices. And believe me, I'm a student of these. I'm not a master of these, but we can grow together, can't we? I will show up and I will study and I will share what I'm learning, but let's do this together. So as I sign off, in the theme of the late, great Maya Angelou, just remember that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, and people will never forget how you made them feel. Go look in the mirror, be a king and a queen today, make yourself feel great, make others feel great, and thank you so much for spending your time with me, making me feel great and on purpose and on path today. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to go and watch Aladdin with my girls and a close girlfriend and her kids, and keep working on my plan. By the way, in the theme of being creative, I highly recommend, because we spend so much time on technology, get yourself a big, visual diary and mind map, and get creative and play and use color. Get off a keyboard, get off your phone, and get kinesthetic and just really create like a kid. Okay, much love. Thanks for tuning in. Hell yeah, says Boss Woman Life. DM me if you need anything more, if you want to unpack anything more. Much love. Be great. I love and appreciate you, and I want you to live the best life possible. If I can be of service to that, I'm just going to keep showing up each and every week. Have a beautiful day, week, and life. Much love. See you to our friends on Insta, and ciao to you, our friends on Facebook.